It's Wednesday. It's another edition of Speed Chronicles. Thanks for checking out the RevTV YouTube channel. We do it every Wednesday, just kind of gather, discuss a little racing story, information or two or three or four, depending on what's going on some of the series that we follow and cover. At Todd Lewis Sports, at RevTV. If you care to join in the conversation via socials, on X and on Instagram. We do it every Wednesday. It's something we started at the beginning of the racing season or the beginning of the summer-ish, kind of, sort of. We've been doing it for a while. How's that? And we'll continue to do it into the future. Who knows what may grow out of this in the future as well. It's been a little quiet on the international racing scene, of course, because of the Olympics going on in Paris. TV provider NBC is all consumed with all Olympics all the time, and that meant scheduling adjustments and changes for a number of series. NASCAR's been off for a while. They get back going this weekend. IndyCar remains off for a little while, and of course, Formula One is having their annual summer holiday with their long season mid-summer break for 3 or 4 weeks. I apologize if you hear my dog barking in the background. It's Larry just making a little noise every now and again. But we do have activity, and we have had some racing going. This weekend, of course, it's the Grand Prix de Trois-Rivières, the Grand Prix of Trois-Rivières, if you prefer the anglicized version of it. I mentioned this before on the last week's episode, as I love this event. I have loved it since the beginning, since going the first time. It's an all-consuming event for the town, and that's the wonderful part of it. If you get to go and enjoy and spend a little time downtown, the different restaurants and clubs, and it's just everybody is so happy to have this event been going on, the longest road race and street race in North America, and it's a great event if you get the chance to go and participate and enjoy it. Going to have a little rain this weekend, maybe more than a little rain. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But it still doesn't take away from the event. Sure, that you'll have to cover up, and some things may get shuffled and moved around, and might not be quite exactly as they've been during the perfect weather days. But it'll still be a great event, and this is on top of the 3 days of on-track action that gets going Friday with practice and qualifying and so many different series. The NASCAR Canada Series, of course, the big headliner of their race is Sunday afternoon. They practice and qualifying on Saturday. But you get the Sports Car Championship Canada, who have a couple of races, including on Friday evening, which is always a fun event as we transition from daylight into darkness, and the sports cars are out on track. Centra Cup will be racing a couple of times, the Urban Challenge, 1600s, and other series as well. It is a weekend full of racing. The passionate fans that come out, it's fantastic to see. It will be a nice jump up in terms of the field for NASCAR Canada, who had the small fields out west because of the travel, the expense, and the difficulty. There's lots of teams that are running their first event of the season in NASCAR. We're going to have better than 30 cars that will hit the track on Saturday for NASCAR Canada, which is great, which is wonderful to see. So it also tells me that there are cars, there are teams. Yes, a lot of them are Quebec-based that will be participating in this event because it is such an enormous event and it's so important, and there's lots of partners that want to get involved. But it does illustrate to me as well that there's a solution moving forward to help increase fields everywhere, and we should have larger fields for the rest of the season. And I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting back to Quebec and enjoying the event that is the Grand Prix de Trois-Rivières downtown with all that's going on. Just a special event, and super looking forward to it. As mentioned, because of all the other series as well. NASCAR, they get going at Richmond again with the Cup Series. They'll be racing this weekend at Richmond. The trucks are also getting back into action. One of those involved will be Connor Zilisch, who got a chance to talk to when he was at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, running in the MX5 Cup Series for IMSA, because he's running just about everything he can get his hands on this year. At the Rolex 24 and Sebring, he's with Era Motorsports, and then he was running MX5 Cup, and he's run some ARCA, and he's run some truck series, and it's just been announced that he's going to race Xfinity full time for Dale Jr.'s team. Yeah, that's a pretty good call. Just turned 18 years old. This is a star on the rise, talented driver in good equipment, full season for Xfinity next year. looking forward to see what he can do. Yes, the goal is to get to the Cup Series, as he told me in our interview that aired on Rev Culture, and you can check that out on the Rev TV YouTube channel as well. That's the goal. That seems to be the path he's headed on, and just a really sharp kind of race car driver that you want as part of your program. Well spoken, super talented as well, and looking forward to seeing that. IndyCar remains off for a little while. They get going in a couple of weeks at Gateway, back on the oval. Formula One, as mentioned, continues to enjoy their summer holiday break. A bit of news with Formula One, though, is that Carlos Sainz has announced that he is going to move to Williams next year. And I got some information and read a story from clash.gg that says the Williams merchandise sales have leaped huge since the announcement of Sainz coming over next year. Like 180% merchandise sales are up. That's good. That's good news for Williams. I think it's great to have a talented driver and have him as part of the Williams stable moving forward. This is a team that's going to take time to climb back, hopefully to the levels of success that they have achieved previously, and looking forward to seeing what happens there. Other stock car news: Treyten Lapcevich, the 2023 NASCAR Canada Series champion, won his first race in the Cars Tour, the ZMAX Cars Tour, this past weekend at North Wilkesboro. He's been close. He's had success with good finishes, running in the top 10, won his first race. And then a couple of days afterwards, it was announced that he was disqualified because of an illegal part. There were statements put out by the team and by the series, and it's kind of a he said, she said, they said, we all say that's going on right now. And I'm interested to see where this goes. Treyten and the team have said that, yes, they are going to appeal this. It's going to take time. It's going to take a few weeks before that comes through, and whether it gets ruled on. We'll see where it goes. I don't want to comment because I don't know all the details yet, but I know Treyten and I know how he operates and how he likes to work. So if they were cleared through tech, as they were post-race, no issues. But apparently another team alerted the series to something that they felt was illegal going on, and Treyten and the team were subsequently disqualified. Okay, again, let's get all the information out before qualifying, before the ruling comes out. Now, they believed that they were good. They passed inspection, but it was days later that they were disqualified. Now, that's unusual. George Russell got disqualified in his Formula One win at Spa, but that was the same day. It was within hours. 3 days later, another team makes a call. What did this other team alert them to? It apparently has to do with the rear end and running a different rear end that is mandated. Again, I want to see all of the information out before leaning one way or the other. But again, I know Treyten. I know how he operates. He's a first-class professional, and let's see what comes of this. It's kind of snotty to be a team that says, "Oh, look at them, they're illegal." Did they know it right away? How long did they know this? Is this something they've been sitting on for a while? I want all the details and all the information, but it doesn't fully bake right now, because you pass tech, but then 3 days later you get disqualified. And that's the curious part to me. So I want to know all the information that led up to that and how that decision was reached. As I said, if you're contravening the rules, you should pay the penalty. You should be disqualified. If there's gray area, if there's interpretations, that makes it harder. So again, I want to see all the information on this one. IMSA was racing this past week, and that was the one of the series that was active as well. And the big field, I think it was 47 cars at Road America, all the classes, lots of drama, lots of action, lots of great hard side-by-side racing, but too much yellow. 2 hour, 40-minute race, and it was chocked full of action. The sprint to the end with the GTP cars trying to navigate their way through the traffic, with the two Penske Porsches flashing the lights, trying to weave through the traffic on the last couple of laps to get to the finish. It was dramatic. It was exciting. But if you've got a 2 hour and 40-minute race, half of it shouldn't be run under yellow. And this is the difficulty with IMSA sometimes, is different classes and how they stack them up to restart after a yellow period. It takes an awfully long time. Now, maybe this was made worse because of the 4-mile track that is Road America, and it takes a long time to get around and circulate on a lap. And I'll give you some of that. But super long yellows of 10, 15 minutes plus is just too much time. The crews looked like they were on the scene of any incident pretty quickly, but it just seems to be taking an awful long time to re-rack these cars and get them back to green again. That's what promoters want. That's what fans want. That's what the teams want. Is we want green flag racing, and we want as much of it as possible, because that's when the excitement is happening. So hopefully that's something that they can look at and go forward. As mentioned, we'll be at GP3R this weekend. Looking forward to it. Undoubtedly, we'll have some tales to tell next week on the edition of Speed Chronicles every Wednesday here on the RevTV YouTube channel. At RevTV, at Todd Lewis Sports are the socials on X and Instagram as well. If you've got thoughts, ideas, comments, questions, feel free to fire them to us. But looking forward to it. Have a great week. Enjoy the great weekend of racing. Stay dry if you're coming to GP3R. We'll do it again next Wednesday.